Hey, I think we're
Hey,
live.
can you hear me, Mark?
Well, hold on. There we go. There you are. There I am.
I,
Let me wait a second. Oh, that wait a second. Here we go. Put us side by side. There we are. Hey, Jeff Easter.
hey, Mark.
How are you, buddy?
I'm good. I'm trying to find a spot where I'm not too shiny. Well, I'm working on it.
Oh, well, if
Where
everybody you finally made it to your where are you?
I'm in Myrtle Beach. Just me and Sherry and Mara down here quarantining.
Quarantine if you're with just the three of you. Well, look at there, Lucy Ross from Hello. Can you see that? Hello from
I
Waco.
do. I do, Lucy.
And there's Shirley Peterson, doctor
Yep.
from
Sam.
Washington
Yep.
State. Stay safe up there in Washington State.
That's right.
Oh my goodness, Jeff, did you watch Lauren Talley?
I did.
I thought she did a good job.
She did
See,
great.
we
I think.
thought we would be the Siskel and Ebert of all the stuff going on the internet, but we'd be Amos and Allen.
Yes. My name is Amos Jeffrey,
and
and you're Mark, and you're Alan.
Mark Allen. I thought
No,
that
just Alan.
she had 1,500, 15 to 1,600 viewers the entire time.
It was incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, it was real
I
good.
thought she sounded great. She looked, but she had breeches on.
God can't use that.
No, that won't work in my church.
No. And I think I heard drums in those tracks.
In my Sherry said in my old church. Oh Lord,
And
yeah, but she sung that song about quarantine. I don't know much about music, Mark, but I think she stole that melody. What do you think?
Quarantine. That was very cute, wasn't it?
It was.
She did a good job.
She even threw Andy Griffith in there. I was like, okay, she's got my attention.
So you had a good drive up to your
I did 4.5 hours from my house to here.
look, Rudy Rasmus. Hey, Rudy, that's my pastor, St. John's downtown. Rudy, are you quarantined and all huddled up with Miss Juanita? I hope so.
There's your name, Juanita. Juanita. You remember Barney singing that one?
Oh yeah, sing a little of it.
Everything goes back to the Andy Griffith Show with me, Mark.
I
Ain't
know.
it Juanita?
Yeah, well, one of his girlfriends.
One of his girlfriends is Juanita.
Yeah.
Well, I hope it wasn't a preacher's wife.
That Andy Griffith Show. Now that's near where you live, isn't it?
Oh, that is where I was raised, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mount Airy, North Carolina. I went to the same elementary school Andy Griffith went to, Mark. Rockford Street. Look it up. Rockford Street Elementary.
Wow.
First through third grade.
Did y'all go the same year?
No. I said first through third grade. I spent 4 good years in that school. I did the third grade twice.
And then third grade. And then hey Sherry, I see you back there putting up. Hey. And then I saw Karen Peck in New
Yes,
Ribbon.
she did great too.
Didn't they do good? They had like 3,500
Yeah.
people really tuned in. I love that people tuned in for that. This could be a new way of singing and doing concerts. Y'all
I
could
thought
take.
it all sounded great.
I did too. You see, I think I can keep Monday nights, and then y'all could come on Tuesday nights, and then the Isaacs
Yep.
could do Wednesday night. We could start a network
I'm telling
and
you.
never have to leave the house. Just let everybody make a little donation.
We did well, I lost dog started barking. I lost my train of thought, Mark. But yeah, I think it'd be a fun time.
I think everybody ought to follow you, Jeff. You and Sherry. I think the stuff that I've seen you doing with who's that? Your cousin? He was
Oh, that plays guitar with me.
no the one that you was passed out on the floor of your on the
Oh,
drive.
that's my brother-in-law. That's Sherry's little brother.
That's a little
He
black
had
man.
dental work.
Oh
Look,
yeah,
he had dental work. Huh?
he had dental work.
He had dental work, and I said the only way that I'll take you if you let me do some video. And I got some priceless video when he got out. He's a smoker, you know, and so when he got out, the first thing he wanted was a cigarette. And his mouth was like, he couldn't hold a cigarette. He put the cigarette in his mouth and it fell to the floor. So I got all of it on video. It was awesome.
Well, you know, back in the 60s when we were kids, all the deacons smoked before they'd go to walk in there and have church, you know. They had ashtrays out on the front of the church when I was a kid. The deacons, let's go in and worship, boys.
Tim and the Lewis family sold ashtrays and none of them smoked.
Yeah.
What'd she say?
The Lewis family, Sherry's family, sung bluegrass gospel for 57 years. And back in the 60s, they sold ashtrays with their picture on it.
And none of them smoked.
And nobody in the Lewis family smoked.
That is fun. They sell a lot of those?
Oh, yeah. When I first met Marty Stewart, all he wanted was a Lewis family ashtray. He said, I lost my Lewis family ashtray. I got to get me another one.
Funny. That is funny. I can brighten your picture up. Look at there.
Look at there.
I can brighten.
What about my head? Can you make my head smaller?
I can't make your head any smaller, but you can't show me that pretty wife because she's don't see. She's got a little United Pentecostal thing going. There's no makeup on her tonight.
I know, Sherry.
Finally, she's holy enough. Oh, it looks like you got horns.
She's working.
I'm sweating.
Hey.
He's sitting and I'm running and working.
How
are you, Mark?
I'm good. Y'all,
I look rough.
You look beautiful. Sing some. What was that song? I want everybody that might not have heard it. Your new song that I love so much. You kind of did it on the keyboard.
I like my women on the trashy side. I like my women just a little on the trashy side.
No.
They wear them clothes too tight and their hair is dyed. Is that the one?
No, I think it was something about Jesus.
Well, we did Dancing in the Rain and we did Send It On Down the Nile.
Sherry did Send It On Down the Nile. It had that boogie woogie.
Dancing in the Rain, is that it?
It might have been
yes, Dancing in the Rain. That is such a cool song. Now, is that out right now?
That's our new radio single. Yep.
It is.
Bruce Haynes wrote Praise His Name, Going Away Party.
Morning's Coming.
Okay, that's right. Well, sing just.
You want to hear some of that?
I'd love to. Let's hear a little bit of that.
To the saint and the sinner, the losers and winners, sometimes the rain's gonna fall on the bad and the good, the misunderstood. Storms will come to us all. Well, I found the answer from heartache to cancer. I thank him in spite of the pain. 'Cause when I start praising, things begin changing by learning to dance in the rain. I'm learning to smile when I feel like crying, to live every day as if I were dying. I'm learning the lessons of praising God through the pain. I'm learning to stand when my heart is breaking, to hold to the cross when my hands are shaking. Lord, through it all, I'm learning to dance in the rain. What about that?
I love that. What a great song. But the guy who wrote that has written all those other incredible songs.
He has been through some stuff, Mark. He was addicted to
painkillers after back problems and issues.
And he went to, you remember the big Brownsville revival down in Brownsville, Florida years ago?
I heard of it.
He went down there. Yes, he got on his face, and these songs were just born through all of that. And he just lost a grandson a year or so ago, maybe 2 years ago. He lives right there in Branson, Missouri, and incredible pastor Bruce Haynes.
Incredible man.
Wow.
Just a sweetheart of a guy.
Wow. Well, y'all have always found some really songs that really touch people. You know, I call it hearing from home.
You know, the truth of it, if you find something that moves you, it usually moves others.
Yeah. And y'all are such a good team because you're the Gloria Gaither brilliance, and then there's Jeff.
Hey, I gotta go.
But Lord, can you fix a bus?
let me tell you what else I
He
can tell you.
fixes everything.
He does.
I heard a
know.
good one. Wesley Pritchard just told me a good one. Old boy from North Carolina now. It is so bad now. He said, with this quarantine and all, you could go rob a bank with a booger. Is that funny?
That's funny.
Okay, I didn't know if I was supposed to say that on your show.
Oh yeah, I don't know if I'd try it, but you probably could. Gosh, and
What you
you.
gonna say?
I was just thinking about that word. How funny that word is.
Oh, I got.
Tell me your other joke.
Can I tell my other joke?
Yes.
Okay. My Uncle Ed always told me this. He said there's these two little boys in school. Boy's name was Snotty Jones. And he went to school the first day and the teacher said, son, what's your name? Said, my name is Snotty Jones. She said, no, what's your real name? Said, ma'am, that's my real name, Snotty Jones. She said, I'm going to give you one more chance. If you can't tell me your real name, you got to go to the principal's office. He said, ma'am, my name is Snotty Jones. She said, that's it. Get out of here. He got his little brother by the hand. Said, come on, Booger. She ain't going to believe you neither. Oh! Old Booger and Snotty Jones. He said he went to school with him. I didn't know if I could tell that. I didn't know if I could tell that on you.
Oh, please. You got any more? Oh, we could do this all night.
Said, come on, Booger. She ain't going to believe you.
Oh, gosh. I love that. Oh, Jeff. I wish, you know what? I wish we could all just travel together, because man, remember the days when we did?
Oh,
we were blessed. We were blessed to get to travel together like that.
Didn't we were all blessed good times?
Vestal's green beans and stuff at the end of the concert.
Oh,
do you remember those
gosh,
days?
Do I remember it? Yes.
And what would Howard do with his mayonnaise? He'd dip something in that mayonnaise.
He'd take that ham. I'm fixing my saturation. It's too much. He'd get on that bus, right? He'd get on his bus. He'd have a jar of mayonnaise in one hand and a hot dog weenie in the other.
Yes.
Vestal would have fried chicken, mashed potatoes and gravy, green beans, and coconut cake. No, Howard wanted that mayonnaise, and I think it was Duke's mayonnaise, and that
Duke's for sure.
And that weenie. He dipped that weenie in that mayonnaise and told me it was the best thing. Oh, and I came there for Vestal's cooking. You remember that?
Oh, and that cake. She always had it. Have I got the light too bright behind me? Do I need to move?
No, I think
we are kind of glowing. You want me to turn the lamp off?
Well, I don't know.
That way you won't be glowing.
Let's see what the people are saying. They love this.
Yeah, he looks better.
Hey, they love that story.
Are they commenting on it?
Oh, yeah. Beth Day said she loved the snotty joke.
Yeah.
Greetings from the Bluegrass State.
Come on, Booger. You ain't going to believe you need.
Bernard loved it. Mayo on butter beans. You know what I had tonight? We had, and I'm going to tell you something. This Corona diet I'm on. I am gaining because Dina cooks, Colleen cooks, Shelly cooks, Deborah cooks, and tonight I made fillets with bacon wraps around them and a smashed potatoes with. Oh my gosh! I bet I'll gain 30 pounds before this thing really gets hold of people.
Wow.
Yeah, we're doing the same thing.
Isn't
I
it
think
funny?
Everybody is. Maybe is it that we're letting our guard down, or is it stress eating? Yeah, either way, we're.
If you can't leave the house.
Yeah. Boredom has struck.
You can't leave the house, so you might as well eat. But you know what?
I'll tell you one thing I eat that's kind of strange is corn chips and milk. Have you ever had that?
Corn chips and milk?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
It is a change to rock your world.
Well, that's like cereal, corn chips and milk. Are you talking about like Doritos?
Cornbread? Yes.
Okay.
Fritos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Fritos. But you know how you eat cornbread, right, with milk?
Well, I never did.
Well, a lot of people dip their cornbread in their milk.
And buttermilk.
No, I don't like buttermilk. Yeah. Daddy was a buttermilk. Daddy loved buttermilk.
Yeah.
The camera's working backwards. I keep trying to move it back and forth.
Oh, it is?
And I got a big head.
Can I have the keys?
Yes.
Well, let's see. So this is your house in Myrtle Beach?
Yeah, it's our little rental. We got a little vacation rental.
Let's see it. Let's see. We might want to rent it. Show it to us.
Right. It's got a little kitchen here. Got granite countertops.
Uh-huh.
My big old head.
How far from the beach?
60 steps, 5 houses. In other words, you walk out of my back porch, you're on the. You want me to walk to the beach for you?
Yeah, turn it around. Yeah, let's go to the beach.
Let me see if you can hear it when you walk out here. It may be too dark, Mark.
And
that's a real. I just rhymed there, Mark.
And you rent it to people who view our Facebook at half price.
Yeah. We just had some Canadian folks. We got a rental company that rents it for us, and so they gave them one day to get back to the. Is it getting too dark now? Can I turn my light on myself?
Well, I don't know. You can.
Hang on, let me look and see. I see a speaker.
You're gonna lose your signal. Yeah, you're too far out.
Oh, will my phone not be?
I don't know.
Hey, can you still hear me?
I hear you. Oh, y'all, he's gone
back. Hey, if I change over to my hey, I'm coming back. Can you hear me now?
I can. Yeah, I see you. I see you and hear you.
I see ya. Come on, Booger.
Oh, Booger.
So we're gonna be the.
If you miss, if you just tuned in and you missed the Booger and Snotty Jones joke, is that what it is? You'll need to back it up.
Oh yeah.
We got 1,700.
That's my uncle.
Hey, we got 1,744 people watching us right now. We are.
Awesome.
Jeff is down at his Myrtle Beach home, y'all, where he rents it out on, I guess what? How would you rent that place?
They do it by the week, and through the winter months. Oh, you can go to. We're down at the Ocean Lakes, Mark. Ocean Lakes is a very popular gated community here at Myrtle Beach. It's South Myrtle, so it's not where all the partying goes on. All our partiers here about 65 to 80 years old.
Yeah. Well.
But we bought this 2 years ago. This may be 2 years. And we bought it for an investment. It's been fun. Our friends, Marty and Cindy Johnson, they got 5 houses in here.
Really?
And, yeah. Hey, this lighting's better, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm out here on my porch.
Well, everybody what are you doing?
There's the decoration.
Oh, look at there. That's how you know it's his house.
And then this is the inside of it. We're just getting here. This is the living room, and then you got back there as the bedroom. I hung that ceiling fan. All this work you see, we did it ourselves as far as the remodel,
Well, look at there. Somebody's watching us in Australia. Pearly Sassy.
Yeah.
What a great name. Pearly Sassy. Did he buy it with a booger? Someone wants to know.
And what got me going is that.
Huh?
That old joke Wesley Pritchard told me. He said, you can rob a bank with a booger up in North Carolina, so shut down.
Well, everything is shut down, but I tell you what, I've got to. I guess we could still exercise even though we're eating like we've never seen food before.
What do you do to exercise?
I have a one of those what do you call treadmill. I have a treadmill, but I haven't. It's at the other end of the house. It's just so far. And I have one of those elliptical things, but my goodness, this house is so far from one end to the other.
We got 2 ellipticals in our garden room behind our house, and the batteries go dead on it, and I'll go get new batteries and put in it. I'll get on about 20 minutes.
Really?
I'll tell you a funny story. Wesley Pritchard, he is really in good. I don't know why I'm talking about Wesley so much tonight, but Wesley is in great shape.
Is he?
And he got a hold of this thing, and he exercises. I went to his house. He showed me his gym. He said, Bo, he calls me Bo all the time. Bo, I'll send you some videos, Bo. I'll get you in good shape, Bo. So he sent me every day for 7 days. He sent me a video every morning. It was like a 20-minute workout. It was a really good video.
Really?
And I called him after about a month. I told him, I said, dude, I've watched these videos for a month and I ain't lost nothing.
You've watched them for a month and
Yeah, I didn't do that. I just watching him work out.
You know what? And he's still going to get old and he's going to die.
Yeah.
But it is good to stay in shape. You got grandkids and all. Oh, let me just tell you, that fat, cheesy grandbaby of yours with the big smile, of Madison.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Or Morgan, I mean, I want to chew those cheeks.
Yeah, Ryman is her name.
I
She's the new
know.
baby.
Those have you gnawed on those cheeks?
Oh yeah. I've been careful this last couple of weeks, but yes, I keep my distance. But
Oh, that's right. Well, I forget about the distance.
we were at her house today, right before. That's the last stop we made before we came down here, and she is precious. And what was awesome, I was out at their house because they're remodeling their house, and they're putting a pocket door to go into their pantry. And me and Landon, I showing Landon how to put his pocket door in. And
You can
so
do
it was
anything.
early in the morning. Morgan said, "Hey, Dad, you go in there." She was just waking up, so she got to see me this morning before Mom or Dad. And so it was, you talking about a smile, Mark. When she sees somebody the first thing in the morning,
Oh,
you're the main deal, you know.
I love that little face. I tell you who else. That Matt. The guy who plays for Gaither. What's his name?
Matthew Holt.
Matthew
Yes.
Holt. His little boy. The little boy.
Yes.
He looks
Yes.
like he ought to be in the movies. He's got this
Yes.
face that just lights up like he's
He
one of the
really
little
does.
rascals or something.
Yeah. You got that little flat top.
Uh-huh. Well, I guess we've critiqued him enough, huh?
Well, I thought Lauren did great. Karen, Karen just kept cutting out in my truck. I got Bluetooth trying to drive, and I kept losing it. But the audio, everything I heard, everybody sounded great. They looked great. And, of course, Ricky Gooch, he's my best buddy, Karen and Rick. I got a funny Karen Peck story
Tell
for you,
it,
Mark.
tell it.
All right. We were years ago. Morgan, she's 26 now. She would have been about 4 or 5, so that's how long ago it was. We had a babysitter that used to work for us, got into a travel agency, and so she got us some incredible deals to go to Hawaii. And so the deals were so good, we called Rick and Karen and said, "Hey, we want to pay y'all's way to Hawaii." So we all went to Hawaii together.
How fun.
So when I called Karen, the first thing Karen said was, "You know, that's where Don Ho lives." And that's back when Don Ho was still living. "You know, I watched Don Ho from the time I was a little girl. We got to go see Don Ho." And so we got on the plane, we was flying over, and I'd look in the back of the plane, Karen look at me and wave and say, "Don Ho, we're going to see Don Ho." And so we got there, and sure enough, we made plans, and we booked the date. And Don Ho reminds you a lot of Bill Gaither. He's incredible as far as very nice. When you walk up, when you go to his place where he sings, he's got a table set up. He's meeting you as you go, and he'll meet you as you leave.
Oh, wow.
And so when we were there, all four of me and Ricky, Sherry, and Karen, the kids were together. And Don looks at us and says, "Y'all look like entertainers." And Karen said, "We sing gospel music." And he said, "Oh, I love gospel music. Maybe I'll get y'all to sing." And so I'm thinking, that ain't going to happen. So Morgan had to go. We got in there, we watched the show. Morgan had to go to the bathroom. So here I'm taking 4-year-old Morgan to the bathroom. And when I get back, I look up on stage. There is Sherry and Karen on stage with Don Ho. And Karen forgets she's on stage with all these people. She's going, "Jeff, it's Don Ho, Jeff." And so I'm like, she said, "Get up here, Jeff." So me and Sherry and Karen did Amazing Grace. We did Amazing Grace with Don Ho, and it was priceless. It was amazing. And then Don said, "Now let me sing you a verse in my language." So he started singing in Don, I guess it's Hawaiian or whatever language it was. I didn't understand nothing he said. But right in the middle of his tender moment, Karen gets in the mic. "I can't believe I'm on stage with Don Ho." So that's my.
You sound just like her.
Oh, yes. That is a true.
Oh,
true
that
story.
is a great story. Well, you got any?
But yeah,
you got any Kelly Nealon stories? Or now you say that she had a crush on you, right?
Well, I thought she did. I don't know if she did, but I like to think she did. All those girls had a crush on me, Mark.
Did they?
I thought they did. I'm trying to think. I don't know of a Kelly one right off. I know you can ask them sometime, but they were known for leaving people at truck stops.
Who, the Nealon?
Accidentally.
Oh,
the Nealon. Oh. Yeah, people get up and go to the bathroom and not tell nobody.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
They would do that.
That would be.
Have you ever been left?
No.
Did you?
Have you?
No. I'm the driver.
No.
It's hard to leave the driver, Mark.
I wouldn't. I've always, would leave the door open. I don't want to be left.
Well, the main thing to do is put something in the driver's seat. Either put a note or put something that belongs to
Yes.
you,
Well,
so
Marcia
the driver
Childress
knows.
said she had a crush on Jeff too.
Who did?
Marcia Childress.
Yeah,
And Barbara Alice Davis wants to know, where did Sherry go?
Sherry. They want to know where you went. But yeah,
And
it's fun down here, Mark. We're here till Sunday. There's a church here in Myrtle Beach that's doing a Sunday morning drive-in. Jeff and Sherry's going to be singing on the back porch, and they
oh,
are
neat. Hey.
people are going to drive up. They don't have to get out of their car.
So they can sit in their car and hear you guys sing like an old drive-in movie.
Yes.
That's fun.
Hey there.
I was making up the bed, and you know why I like to make up the bed?
Wow.
Because I give myself a handicap.
She does.
I get 2 feet on my side. He only gets 1 foot on his.
She talks about the covers. She says I roll over and take all the covers.
Oh,
That
is funny. Do you have to have a C? Does he have to have a CPAP yet?
No, but I do. He's supposed to have one 20 years ago, but he's disobedient.
No.
Really? I have one.
Do you?
Yeah.
Do you
I
like
love
it?
mine.
Oh, it's my
heaven.
It's just it's heaven. I mean, I can't imagine being without it. There's no reason.
Well, it's heaven till something gets between that mask and he goes. And I'm over there and it sounds like an elephant coming through the wall.
I know it.
So,
I know it.
and then I hate to wake her up.
Oh. You are crazy.
I don't think he meant I was an elephant.
No.
I think he said it sounded like it.
Sounded like. Hey, baby, somebody wanted to ask you something.
Oh, just want to know, not really. Hey, Sherry, love you from North Carolina. That's Tammy Rogers. Enjoying watching all y'all. Patricia. Hey, Patricia. I have a CPAP. It's great. Lowry Rice. You need to own it. If you have one, just,
I love mine.
I tried it for about 2 weeks.
2 nights.
It takes a while to get used to it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Linda Nelson Barker said she didn't know Jeff was so funny. Oh, Jeff is funny. I couldn't get it on her. There it is.
Mark, you remember the first time I met David Phelps at that award show?
What? Tell it. I forgot.
Sherry's telling me I'm loud. I'm here. Ain't no neighbor. Ain't nobody down here.
I know it ain't, but you still don't want to be loud if there is one.
Well, nobody watches this. Go ahead, Jeff.
No, she's talking about these neighbors here. You remember the first time I met David Phelps? You introduced me to him.
Where were we?
We were at like a voice award show, some award show somewhere, and you said, "This is our new tenor," and I just had me a hair transplant. You remember?
I don't remember.
I said, I did. I said, I just had me a hair transplant. I looked at David. I said, "Hey, I'll give you the guy's number," and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe you just did that." So anyway,
well, he ended up doing it, I think.
I don't know. I don't think he did.
Oh, yeah. Look at the old pictures.
He's sensitive about that.
Well, he doesn't.
He's a tenor.
He doesn't watch this. But you look at him. He was, when he joined the group, he's about my size. And he's a little balding. And then he lost weight, got real thin. And all of a sudden, God blessed him with a whole big head of hair. And I think, and he did good. And his sang just as good when he's fat as when he's skinny. I say be fat.
I see it. Well, the transplant is, I had my other one about 2 or 3 months. My last one about 3 months ago. I ain't got my stuff in. It's kind of thin now.
So it'll come in eventually?
Yeah, Wendell Smith cuts my hair for the last 30 years. He comes to our house and he cut I went gray. I cut all the color out of my hair.
Mm-hmm.
And it was so short. I called and got me a deal. I said, if I can be there tomorrow, what kind of deal? And they gave me a good deal. On your
implant?
On my hair transplant, yeah.
Really? Like, what's a good deal?
Oh, I can't. Well,
might be somebody out here wanting to get some.
I know it. Just tell them to Facebook.
Instant message you.
Yes, I'll tell them.
Well, what else can we talk about? Let's think. Who else? What other stories could we tell? Got any good Gaither stories or?
Well, the favorite was that time that Anthony, when David didn't show up, and was that Albuquerque?
Oh
no, where was that?
I don't.
And Anthony Berger played David's song.
Yeah, that
and
end of the beginning.
Knocked it out of the park. Yes,
Yeah, because David
that was fun.
David didn't make it, right?
He was still on the bus, yeah. And the intro started, and Anthony just kept plowing right through
And
it.
he,
And they thought it was Anthony's song and had that big ending
oh,
on it. And
I wish they had a tape of that. Surely Gaither, because he tapes everything. So there's got to be
oh,
a video somewhere of that.
yes.
And oh, Anthony, 42 when he passed. Were you on the cruise that
Oh no, we were on another cruise and we met y'all in the night.
I wasn't there?
Literally, it was.
I was at home.
Oh,
I
wow.
was at home when I
No,
heard about it.
We were on a Templeton cruise, but we were all went to the same place. But yeah, that was horrible.
Tammy Norris wants to know, do we have any Vestal stories
Hmm.
other than
I love that one. I love that one. You're gonna love this vessel story. We sang with her up in Ohio. It was like the Kevin Spencer. I think Kevin Spencer had it up there at Sugar Creek, Ohio, and it was coming up a storm. Mark, it started, and she's up there, and Vesta was praying, "Lord, hold back the rain, Lord," and kept praying and kept praying, and finally, a big old strike of lightning hit right out beside the stage, and Vesta said, "The Lord said no." The Lord said,
run for your lives?
"You remember that?"
Yeah, I heard about it after she passed. I heard she
That's
stopped and
funny.
prayed, Lord, now because she when she prayed, she'd quote scripture to God like he'd never heard it. She'd hold God hostage with his own words and say, "Now, Lord, you hold back that." And all of a sudden, I heard it just thundered, clapped, and lightning flew, I heard a dam up the hill that had never broken broke, and a tsunami came rushing towards the stage.
Yes,
And she
yes.
said, "Good God," he said, "run." No, no, she said, "Good God," he said, "No, run for your lives." That's what
Run
I
for
heard
your
happened,
lives.
but I don't know.
That is a that is yep, yep. I've been in touch with Rick Goodman lately. He's been messaging and stuff. But yeah, Vestal, I can't tell you enough good things about that
I
lady.
can't either.
I don't know one negative thing that
Nope.
she ever said. And always loved that Howard. Took care of Howard and
Yeah.
her family.
Yeah.
What a precious
Vestal had
lady.
a way of making you feel like you were most important to her.
Yeah.
That was the beautiful thing about her. She didn't act like she even saw the masses. She acted like she saw you.
And you
And it
better not ask her to pray for you unless you want to stop right there and
now,
pray.
now.
Yeah.
I mean, several times I would say, Vesta, would you mind praying for my mom, dear Heavenly Father?
Yeah.
And it was beautiful.
One of my favorite Jake stories would be sitting beside the stage and I'd look at him. I said, "Jake, do you remember that?" And I forgot what I was going to tell him. And he says, "Just make something up. You got my attention now." That's the way Jake would do it. He said, "Make sense." And then if somebody was on stage and it wasn't going over good or he was bored with it, he says, "Boy, I hope they're about through singing because I'm about through listening."
Yeah. Yeah. And I also heard
But
that.
I got to tell you this.
Oh, wait,
This is a great.
did you hear the one where he said they missed 2 or 3 good opportunities to quit?
Yes, yes. This is a good
Hey,
one.
move your finger out of the pic. You got your finger in
Oh, I
front of
got my
the
finger in it.
camera. Yeah.
That burn it. And it's
Okay,
a delay for
go
me.
ahead.
I got a bozo to haircut crayon going on here on
Don't
this
look
side.
at yourself. Tell your tale.
So we were doing Birmingham, and Hovey Lister was there, and Hovey's wife had to go home. So Bill Gaither, he knew I had to go through Atlanta to go to Lincolnton from Birmingham. He said, "Would you mind taking Hovey home?" I said, "We'd love to." So we got on the bus going home. There's Hovey. He had his overcoat. He had that hat that he wore, through the on the video when he had cancer. He wore that motorcycle hat. So he had it laying in his lap. So when Madison, our boy, he's 31 now. He was probably 5 or 6 at the time. And if you're in front of our bus when our kids go to bed, they go hug and kiss you good night. They go make their rounds, everybody in the bus. So he climbed up in Hovey's lap and kissed him. And Hovey's like, "Now this is nice. I could get used to this.
Yeah.
And I said, "You telling me JD never kissed you good night?" He's like, "No." So anyway, Jonathan Penhollow was driving for me at the time, and I went on to bed. And Jonathan made sure Hovey got home, got his house. And the next morning, Mark, I woke up and that hat was laying on the couch. So I called Hovey. I said, "Hovey, you left the hat on the couch. I need to mail this back to you." He said, "Man, that's the one I wore on all the videos, and you could tell it just about worn inside." He said, "That's when I didn't have hair, but I got my hair back. You just keep that hat." So he gave me the hat. I told Jake the story, and Jake said, well, you never asked me for a wig. I said, I'd love a wig. And so Jake said he had a wig when he opened his closet. He thought it was a squirrel. Every time he opened it, it was hanging on the door. He said, I always thought it was a squirrel. So Jake, the next weekend, brought me his hair. So I have in our office on the little styrofoam, is that what you call it, Sherry? On the head is styrofoam head is Jake's hair and Hobie's hat, and it is priceless.
That is priceless. I have one of Vestal's hankies that's signed to me. Someone asked, this is a strange request. I turned 30 tomorrow. This is a young person, Hunter Ship, and he wanted a shout out. He said he's been a big fan since he was 7. So Hunter, happy birthday to you. And we're so glad that young people are. Any George Yant stories? Jeffrey Reynolds wants to know.
Oh, George was awesome.
I remember when I first saw George lean up and whisper something in J.D. Sumner's ear when we were in one of those in the round, kind of half circle.
Yes.
And I saw J.D. start laughing, and that's when I said, I'm going to know both those guys because they were funny, And of course, J.D. and I became good friends. And George too, had he lived closer, but
well, George, he's only an hour and a half from where I was raised in Lenore, North Carolina, to Mount Airy, North Carolina. And back in the old days, Daddy and them had a song called "Peter Was a Fireball," talking about the Apostle Peter, and it had Peter was a fireball. And old George, he sang it with them on one of their last records that they did. And, I'm just trying to think of a good George story. Back in the old days, them bass singers, they used to smoke. Is that secret? That ain't a secret, is it?
No.
Everybody knew that. So I went through some hard times. So it was probably 1980 or 79 or 80 was at Quartet Convention in Nashville. And I had me a little Marlboro Light cigarette. I thought I was going to smoke. I was going to be a bad boy. And I had my cigarette in there, and George said, boy, that ain't no cigarette. And he gave me a non-filter Camel. Dude, it liked to rip my head off. So anyway,
well, I'm glad you didn't get hooked because you'd be a bass instead of a.
Oh, I know.
Okay, Susan Baxter.
And it went long after that. George quit. George didn't.
Yeah, I know. But JD never did. Hey, Susan Baxter, is Sherry cancer free? If so, how long? Any tips on making it through?
Yeah, it'll be 12 years this July. Very, very grateful. And every time I say it, I just want to say, praise God, from whom all blessings flow.
Can you sing a little chorus of Roses Will Bloom Again? Someone wants to know. Several people have asked. Just a chorus.
Yeah, let's do it lower.
You lead it.
Roses will bloom again. Just wait and see. Don't mourn what might have been. Only God knows how and when, but roses will bloom again.
What a great song.
Isn't it, though?
A good song.
I love that song.
And right now, boy, roses will bloom again. We'll get through this. And it came to pass.
Yes,
it didn't come today.
And Mark, I think that's the beautiful thing about getting older is, when you go through a whole lot of stuff. I was telling Jeff this on the way up. You go through, like I went through my daddy's death when I was 20 years old. And then as I got older, we lost other, like my grandparents, who I was very close to. And then you go through sickness and breast cancer and Jeff had knee surgery, and you go through all these things, and you lose a date, and then you get a date, and you lose a friend, and you get a friend, and then you get 56, and something like this happens, and you just kind of look around and find all the good stuff left.
Right.
And that's kind of where I feel like we are right now. None of this is good. It's hard for all of us, but I'm just trying to find the good stuff.
But it's not the end.
No, and that's what I'm saying. You know this because you've been through it so many, many times. And the beautiful thing is, if you will do what is in front of you that you know to do, just, whether it's make a bed or put on some makeup because you might need a little bit, whatever it is that you do, just do something to remind yourself that there's some good stuff going on,
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Sherry's old boyfriend always told her she looked better without makeup. I told her I wasn't gonna lie to her. I ain't gonna lie to you, baby.
You're bad.
Right?
Amen. I've always told Jeff, I said, you guys are so lucky. You're just born beautiful.
Oh, you're beautiful. And I tell you one thing, you know what I love to do? I love to spread good gossip. When I hear somebody say something good about somebody, I go tell that person. Like Gaither, he'll brag about people behind their back, and I'll go tell them. And
Yep.
I want to tell you something, Sherry. I have never heard that husband of yours say anything behind your back that wasn't praises to you. And I
That's what I
promise
was
you,
telling Morgan today. He fussed at me a little bit, just a little bit. I was telling something about the pocket door he was telling you about earlier, and he fussed at me just a little bit with a little tone. And me and Morgan walked out of the room, and I looked at her. I said, I said, behind my back, he always says good things.
he sure does.
And she just laughed.
He sure does. You got a good one. Y'all have had a good marriage.
I got a good one. We've been very, very blessed. I told him one day we were talking about this and how blessed we are. And you know what? There are no guarantees in life. I've had some really good friends that, I don't get to see anymore, So there's no guarantees. And the good thing is Jeff chooses me every day and I choose him every day.
Yeah. Well,
and I'm grateful.
The only guarantee we got is eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, neither has it entered into the hearts of men what God has prepared for those who love him. So it doesn't matter how bad it gets here, it is going to be so much better very soon.
Amen. You're going to preach a little bit.
That's good stuff, Mark. Hey, we got another funny thing.
Tell it.
Janet Pascal loved this. At Christmas time, where are we, baby? I done lost you. Come over here. I'll come over there.
I'll get a little closer.
All right. Let me get back in the shot.
Okay.
Can you see me?
Yeah.
All right. So we did a thing up at Boone, North Carolina, ski retreat. Doggone, I'm trying to get the camera there so you can get us both.
Pull it away from your face a little. There you go.
That way. See, it's backwards from when I'm turning it. There we go.
Okay.
So we do the Christmas. What's this called?
It's the Christmas story from Luke.
Here we go.
And Jeff had never memorized it.
I got it memorized now.
I started trying to teach him.
I got it.
When I was teaching my children, I said, Jeff, let's all memorize it together.
Okay, let's do it.
And there were in the same country shepherds abiding
in the fields. Wait a minute, Mark. Over flocks
by night. And lo, an angel of the Lord came upon them. And the glory of the Lord shone round about them. And they were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people.
Are we done?
We know it all, but when he lags, I'm like,
That is brilliant. Have y'all done that? Ever done
that? No, we did it for Janet
and
John.
I know Janet would be dying.
Oh my gosh.
They weren't breathing.
Yeah.
They were literally
Oh, she is. Oh, gosh. How's she doing?
I got it. You want to do it again?
Hey, sing a little bit of There's a Roof Up Above Me.
There's a roof up above me. I've a good place to sleep. There's food on my table and shoes on my feet. You gave me your love, Lord, and a fine family. Thank you, Lord, for your blessings on me.
Ain't it?
Yeah, my daddy wrote that one, Mark.
Boy, your daddy wrote a good one.
Yes, he did.
Well, I'm going to let y'all go, and I'll check in with everybody tomorrow, and you need to go follow Jeff and Sherry. We had 1,545 people watching us tonight right now. I hope you're all safe. I hope
we are.
And I hope everybody else watching is safe and hunkered down, and we'll get through this together. I'll check in on you. I'm praying for you, and I know you're praying for all of us. And keep Sandy Patty in your prayers and Dawn. You know, they contacted this horrible thing. And we will
Yep.
see all of you tomorrow. Good night.
Yeah. Good night,
Good
buddy.
night.